everybody. I am Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. I'm glad you made it. Welcome to another Tuesday evening coming and hanging out. That's about as good as we're going to get today. So I see Denise and Sean and Dawn have already joined the chat. Thank you all. It's the first time I think that I've ever had guys outweighing the girls in my chat. That is kind of impressive. So I want to thank you all for being here. If you don't know who I am, if you are new to my channel, if you're not subscribed, you cannot comment or win if you are not subscribed. But if you are new to my channel, my name is Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. I sew, I quilt, I primarily quilt. We talk about life issues, we talk about all kinds of stuff. Usually I try not to do religion and politics, but beyond that, almost everything else is on the table. So I see Linda has joined the chat, Irish Sail Lady. Hi Tammy and all in chat. Welcome in, Linda. And Laura has joined the chat. She says hi Tammy and everyone. Welcome in, Laura. Glad you are here. So I am going to work on a little project tonight. Chloe has joined the chat as well. She says hello all and Tammy. Welcome in, Chloe. Don, the guy who sews, that is Sean. I will introduce everybody as they come through. Eva, she says hello Tammy and hello Tammy and everyone. Welcome in, Eva. Glad you are here. Is it Eva or Eva? So please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Katie has joined the chat. She says hiya Tammy. Welcome in, Katie. Glad you are here. She is the Greenland Quilter. Katie and Sean and Andrea's here as well. Andrea just joined in the chat. She says howdy, 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 everyone. Welcome in, Andrea. If you guys want to do exclamation selfie, go ahead and test out Nightbot for me. It should be working. And that should give everybody a link to your channel. So we are going to do a giveaway. Today is the last Tuesday of June. So last Tuesday of June, we are going to finish up the month of June, which has been June giveaways. And so today is the last giveaway. Rob is here. He's quilting in the man cave. He says, hiya, Tammy and friends. Rob, you can also do it. Exclamation selfie in the chat and test out Nightbot. That should give Nightbot a link to your channel. There's Andrea going ahead and getting hers in. Let's see, what did I miss? Katie just went over at Sassy's. Oh, congratulations, Katie. And then Katie was like, yeah, who would have thunk it, Andrea? Love it. It's Eva. Okay, so I do have it right. Helen has joined the chat. She says, hi, everyone. And Helen, I did catch your comment the other night. So thank you for letting me know the mug came in and that you are happy with it. So thank you. I know when I was putting yours into ship, the lady was like, are we sure this is the right address? This has, this looks, I was like, yes, this is the right address. This is the address she gave me. It is good. So I'm glad it made it there in one piece. So that is exciting. I'm glad. I'm so glad. And let's see, everybody's saying hi to everybody else. Yeah, I know, right? Sean saying good day to Rob and long time no chat. I haven't had Rob in my chat in a while, so I am glad to have you here, Rob. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I've got a lot of guys hanging out tonight. I'm kind of flattered. So today's giveaways, if you are interested in what today's giveaways are, we've still got the zipper pulls. Nobody has asked for a zipper pull yet. So we've got 5 different zipper pulls and we have 2 t-shirts instead of 1 this time. So we've got the purple that says I'm a peacemaker. That shirt is available. Mitzi has joined the chat. She says hello all. Welcome in, Mitzi. Glad you are here. And then I also have a gray colored shirt that says Fabricologist. And I'll do these again closer to giveaway time. So we're looking probably about 6:45 my time. So we're looking about 40 minutes. So the shirt says Fabricologist. It's a noun. One who has perfected the art of stashing fabric. And number 2, an expert accumulator of cloth intended for future use. So I'll pull this out in full detail later. but that is what this shirt is. It is gray. Both of these are great for someone who wears a size large. They are marked as extra large. They do not wear like extra large. They wear like large. Mitzi, I love you, sweetheart. She says, I pulled myself away from Soya, saving me money. Yes. I love to save my people money. So that's why I did this. It isn't actually, but you know, we're going to go ahead and go with that. Guess who Nancy is joining the chat? She says, let's give thumbs up. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. I am going to have to put my hair up. I can't leave it down today, you guys. It is a little warm here in the studio. I don't know what it is right now outside. I think my computer says it is 90 degrees outside, but it is 70 in my studio. I have been hanging out and napping all day, off and on. I'm still recovering. So Sunday I went to a baseball game. I went Saturday and then I went again Sunday. Sunday was just brutal. It was 95 at 5 p.m. and I'd already been out there for a couple of hours. I don't know how high it got Sunday. Now granted, it's a dry heat, so it sure as heck beats it if I'd been in the southeast, but the heat really takes it out of me. So it is what it is. Katie says that she's thinking about getting Nikolai to cut half my hair off. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to have my hair, I used to get it cut to chin to shoulder. This is like the area where my hair used to be. It is now down here, like halfway down my, to my elbow. I can actually grow it out here, and I only have to put it up when like the room gets too hot. When I'm outside or whatever, I put it up. Let's see. Chloe says warm. Yeah, 95 is a little warm to be outside, especially in the blistering sun. I do have good enough SPF, so I only have a little bit of a tan. I did not burn, so that's good. Mitzi says, I've got blueberry muffins cooling. Ooh, yum. Those sound delicious. So Terry has joined the chat. Welcome in, So Terry. Good evening to you. Rob says, you're welcome. I promoted too. Katie, awesome. Chloe says, hi to Terry, and Katie says, thank you, Rob. Hopefully we'll get followers from all our channels on Saturday. Oh, that's exciting. So this upcoming Saturday, now that we are on that topic, let's go ahead and handle it. This Saturday, I will not be going live. I can't. I am going to have a charity sew day, with my local group of ladies, and it's going to start, at 9 a.m. my time, which is normally when I go live. I do not have the energy. I already know I don't. I'm still recovering from being in the heat. I do not have the energy to hang out before I then go over to my charity sew day. So I will not do a live on Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to try to go live late Friday night, in lieu of going live on Saturday morning. But I will not go live Saturday morning, so we will not have our Saturday edition this weekend. That's kind of why I've been waiting on posting a link for it. Just waiting to see how I thought I was going to feel. I'm not going to be up to it. I can already tell you. But Sunday, we will have our Sunday evening. So Sunday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we will be live. So we will still get that in. We just won't get Saturday in. Helen says, I hear you loud and clear. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so Terry said, hey there, Tammy. Hi again to you, So Terry. So I won't be able to do Saturday, but I will be on Sunday. Saturday evening, I've got some stuff probably going on. Not all my plans are finalized yet, so I don't know. So we will see. We will see. So next Tuesday, 1 week from today, is Sew and Tell. If you are not a member of the Facebook group, I'm going to put a link in the chat. This is going to take you to the Facebook group. There are now membership questions. So if you go to join the Facebook group, you will have a few questions to answer. I've had a lot of requests that I've had to decline solely because the profiles seemed kind of sketchy. So now we're going to have some questions to answer. So Terry says, take care of yourself, Tammy, don't push. Yeah, but I am who I am. I'm going to push myself. Chloe says, I hope to post a show and tell this weekend. Yay! I look forward to that. I may have some after Saturday, after the charity sew, depending on how far we get. We're going to have quilt kits provided for us, lunch provided for us. So it's just a matter of sewing through the kits. And everything I think is supposed to be pre-cut. So when I get there, I will find out. So the charity that I'm sewing for this Saturday is called Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And it is local to Casper. Let's see, I hope Rob said, or tagging Sean says, I still have the phone imprint in my ear. Nancy says, hubby is napping. I'm going to leave you running and have earbuds listening. Thank y'all for your prayers. We may be here another few days. Hospital's not a place to get rest. No, it is not, Nancy. You're absolutely right. I did not know your hubby was in the hospital. Many, many prayers for you and your husband as y'all deal with that. I have another friend that her husband just had surgery yesterday. So I know it's not a place to be, and it's definitely not a place to rest. So I get you. Mitzi says, I just ordered a hoop from our Bernina to make it easier to do in the hoop quilting and finish my quilts. There you go. There you go. So I did lose my train of thought, you guys. Okay, so Sleep in Heavenly Peace. They make beds so that no child in Casper sleeps on the floor. So there's no mattresses on the floor. You actually get the kids get bed frames, and they'll get a mattress, and of course they'll get bedding. But the part that we will be helping with is creating quilts for those children that are getting these newly made beds for them. So that is what Sleep in Heavenly Peace is for. So I do not mind at all donating my day to go help sew. And that's why I think right now everything else is kind of up in the air as to what I can handle. If you don't know, if you've not been on my channel long, I do have fibromyalgia, as well as psoriatic arthritis. So I do receive infusions for my psoriatic arthritis, and those have been working really well. However, the infusions for my psoriatic arthritis only help with the psoriatic arthritis. They don't do anything for the fibromyalgia, and I have failed every drug that I have already tried that is FDA approved for fibromyalgia in the past. So when I hit a flare, either caused by stress or caused by overexertion or whatever, it may take me a little bit to get back to full speed, but sleeping on it, all of that, that's what I'm going to help up. Do they have a website to look them up to donate? That's an excellent question, so Terry. I am glad you asked. Let me grab that real quick, because I do believe they do. And that would definitely help. Now, I believe there are other locations, or there's other options to, like other communities may have a Sleep in Heavenly Peace chapter. Our chapter just works with Casper, is my understanding. Let me see if they do have an online shop as well with merchandise that helps, again, support them as well. Let's see. Sleep in Heavenly Peace Home. A volunteer. It's help us build and deliver beds, donate, and apply for a bed are the options. Let me see what the contact us brings up and make sure that this is our local version. I do believe it is. I mean, it all looks familiar to us, or to me rather. Let's see, find my chapter. There we go. Let's get you guys over to the Wyoming chapter. So there are chapters in, I believe it looks like there's one in every state. So you can donate to a local Sleep in Heavenly Peace chapter. or if you would like to donate to my local one, just in support of me, that's fine as well. I believe they would appreciate that as well. So let me go to the Wyoming Casper one, because that is going to be our branch. And I'm going to drop this into the chat. So you should be able to see this if you are watching the replay. If you do have the comments up, you should be able to see that as well. So I did put that link in there, and that is going to link you to the Casper, Wyoming branch. So if you do want to donate to the local branch, you can, and that will help support their efforts in providing beds for children who have no beds. And I don't know, there's a Cheyenne branch, and I believe there's one other in Wyoming, but I already clicked on the link, so it'd be better going back. But that is one charity that I do not have a problem at all supporting. So that is what I'm working on this weekend. What other announcements do I have? Okay. I've got a couple. So I have made a decision. I am going to enter the county fair, basically. I was debating back and forth as to whether or not I would enter the county fair. Mitzi says when she returned from overseas, she had nothing and no one to turn to. It was 1983. Yeah, the things have come a long way, thankfully, since 1983. So that's a really good thing. That's a very, very good thing. And you guys, please let me know if my camera is blurry. I cannot tell. And I just realized that I hadn't looked to see whether or not my camera was blurry. So if my camera is blurry, please let me know so that I can adjust that. I was having problems with it Sunday and did not even think about it today. So if it is blurry, please let me know. Maritza has joined the chat. Welcome in, Maritza. Glad you are here. All right, so I've decided I will enter the county fair. That means that I have to get that quilt entered by Friday. So I think that may be what I do tomorrow morning is I may go out and go get that quilt submitted. I am going to submit my feathered snowflake table topper. It's a Christmas themed table topper. And it's an octagon shape, so it's not, it's not round, it's not square, it's octagon. I don't particularly feel confident about it, so we will see what the judges say. Katie said, okay. You might have to elaborate, Katie. You might have to elaborate. And then that's one. So the other one is Super Secret Project. I do have a date in July that will be getting awarded. So I do have a timeline that I now have to meet for Super Secret Project. And Super Secret is still a ways off from being done. I do not have the quilt top completed, so I still have all of the quilting to get done, and I have Quilt Wyoming in the middle of all of this. I have an event going on the day after the award. Oh, the bot stopped a comment of yours, Katie. Okay. I do not know. Nightbot hasn't said anything to me, so I don't know. Let me see. Nope, Nightbot's not saying it wasn't on Nightbot's end. Or wasn't on my Nightbot end. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, Katie. I'm sorry. So Super Secret Project has a date, and I also need to get the July free pattern going. So I've got a lot in the works, and you guys will get to see a lot of updates about that. The State Fair is also coming up. It is in August, the beginning of August. Katie says, no problem, it wasn't important. Okay, sounds good, Katie. So I have a quilt to get quilted for State Fair because I know the judging will probably be more stringent for the State Fair than it is for the County Fair. So we will have to see if I can get all of this done in the timeline that I have set for myself. Because, you know, I am one of those overachievers that cannot be satisfied without, you know, pushing myself past where I should really be doing. So we're going to see. Mitzi says, be careful of emojis. Yeah, she's right. That might be it too. Emojis will get you. Andrea saying, Katie, was it about your raffle? That's the question that she's giving. All right. I do not have my sample block, you guys. I don't know where I've put it. Actually, I think I might know where I've put it, but I'm not going to worry about it. Katie says, no, Andrea, I wasn't going to mention it. Okay. So I'm going to transition you guys down so you guys can see what I'm working on. And we're going to try to get one block done tonight. So these are those micro mini half square triangles, and we are going to put 12 of these together with 4 squares, and we are going to get a block done tonight. Missy says, good luck at State Fair. Thank you. I might actually need good luck. When I started quilting on this quilt, I have had 3 different bobbin thread breakage issues already, and I haven't even gotten the first full round done. So I'm a little miffed at my machine, and I'm a little worried that I'm going to continue to have problems. So it is what it is. Donnell is here. She says, hey, Tammy and everyone in the chat. Welcome in, Donnell. Glad you made it, sweetie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the light colored half square triangles closer to my squares. And I will actually slide this over so you guys see what I'm doing, because I can always slide it back out of my way when I go to sew. So there we go. And I will get that pile out of the way. All right, so I've got my four solid squares lined up, and they're going to go in a diagonal pattern across the top, and then I'm going to take and turn it, or then I'm going to take and do the same thing on the bottom. I'm actually going to swap these 2 greens. I don't like where they were, so we're going to swap them. Charlotte has joined the chat as well. She says, hello everyone. Welcome in, Charlotte. Glad you made it tonight. Thank you. So yeah, we're going to have a busy, packed July, because July is not slowing down at all for me. And it is definitely going to be a very overly busy month. So if I end up posting a lot of shorts just to say, hi, I'm still here and I still exist, just know that that's just me checking in and saying hi in the only way that I feel like I can at the moment. All right. So that is how I think I'm going to have it laid out. And I'm going to show you something that I do. Now, these are all going to go together, and they're going to be a lot tighter when they get posted, or when they get done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture with my phone of the block. All right. So you guys, there's my block. There's my picture of my block. So what I'm going to do, you guys don't get to have my password. Sorry. I don't issue my password to anyone. I'm going to go into my phone settings on my editor, and I'm going to choose some options that will take out the extra color. So when you start taking out the extra color, let me actually go back. Let me crop this real quick and get out the extra background so you guys don't have the distraction from the machine bed. Normally I do this on a solid surface, but obviously I didn't do that today. So you guys are actually going to get to see my phone work and what I do with it. So this is a grayscale version of the block, and that is solid black and white. So if you see my squares through the center, those are fairly dark. This half square triangle unit right here is kind of dark, so I think I'm going to swap it with the one next to it, because it's not quite as dark. So I'm going to swap that. And then down here I've got 3 that are dark, but all the rest of them are fairly light. So those are going to work okay. So this is what I do when I want to audition a block. So these are the 2 that I swapped. So I'm going to discard the changes to that picture, and I'm going to actually move this down just a little bit and get away from the machine bed where there's the extra light and the dark in the background. And we're going to take this picture again with the updated arrangement so you guys can kind of see the color arrangement and how that affects what you're going to see. Alright, so here's the block, and we're going to edit it. And I'm going to bring my crop box in so that that's all I'm looking at. I'm only looking at that picture. So when you look at it from here with all the colors in it, this black right there does stand out a little bit. However, when you go to changing your colors, then you end up, it looks a lot more balanced. I could actually swap this one right here with a darker value, and it would be completely evenly balanced, where there's just the light values right next to the square units. But I think it's still good enough that I'm going to leave it. So this is how I audition my blocks when I am worried about color placement. So if you have a cell phone, if you are used to using a cell phone, that is what I recommend trying to do, so that way you can audition without having to go round and round and round. Everybody's saying good evening to Charlotte. Welcome in. She says, been crazy, busy, and keep missing the lives. I understand. I cannot tell you how many of my content creators that I love to follow. I cannot tell you how many of their lives I have missed lately. I managed to log into in Quiltfect earlier today, and I was there all of, I think, 3 minutes before I had to run. Like I did not get much time in. You guys, I actually even took a nap this afternoon, and I was so groggy when I woke up. Joyce is here. She says hi, Tammy and everyone. Welcome in, Joyce. Welcome in. I did say earlier I am going to enter the county fair. So I will have my feathered snowflake tree skirt that I made into a table topper. That is what I'm going to enter into the state or into the county fair. So if you do want to see that in person, it will be there, even if we can't meet up on time. Because I do remember. I promise I do. All right, now one other thing that I'm going to do, because these pieces are so tiny, these are 1 1/8 of an inch, okay? So they're just over an inch in size, and they are square, but they're just over an inch. So what I'm going to do on my machine is I'm going to decrease my stitch length, and I'm going to put it at about 1 1/2. That way I have tight enough stitches so things don't pull apart on me. I don't do this to any other patchwork that I do. I only do this when there's no backing, there's no interfacing, and there's nothing holding things in place. Mitzi says I did that on a sampler. I had a terrible time balancing it until I did that multiple times. Yeah, absolutely. And I do this for full-size quilts too. So another thing that you can do when you are looking to figure out your auditioning is a lot of the newer phones have the option that you can take a quote one-on-one entry or one-on-one picture where it is as you kind of see it. You also may have the option of a 0.6 or a 0.5 or something where it actually zooms back. So it puts the camera like you're taking the picture from even further back than you actually are. And that really helps, especially when you can't get up high enough above your quilts. Charlotte says that she was at her local quilt group all afternoon. That sounds fun. I really need that for myself. Mitzi says that will be a nice entry. Thank you. I'm hoping so. I'm not super pleased with the quilting, but that's me because I sat there and I quilted it, and I know exactly where all the problems are. So we will see what the local judges that judge the county fair, we will see what they say about what I've done. And I'll take their feedback knowing that I wasn't confident with it to go in first with it. It's Kennedy has joined the chat. She says, hello everyone. Welcome in. It's Kennedy. Glad you made it. So another business note while I'm thinking of it, you guys. If you are in the Facebook group and you have submitted a photo recently, if you did not put show and tell, but you would like for it to be a show and tell item, please go back in and put a comment. You can either edit your post or you could just put a comment in the comment section. That would be perfectly fine. And just say, go ahead and put this in show and tell. Or just put show and tell. And I will be able to pick it up easier from that way. Especially with my fibromyalgia flare, that's going to make it a little bit easier for me to keep on top of things without having to struggle as much. Charlotte says, I taught another quilter how to do that with her quilt pieces today. Great way to get dark and light balance. It is. It absolutely is. Now, there's a couple of tools out there on the market, and I have both of them, the two that I know about. There is a tool, a set of lens filters basically, and what these filters do is you've got one that's a red and green or a red, and then you have another one that's the other. So you hold them up, you look at your fabrics, and it takes out some of whatever color. So there's those. I'm not really fond of them. I do have them. I do carry them around occasionally with me if I need them, but they're not my go-to. My go-to thing that I actually have is, they became popular probably about the last time I went to Paducah, so about 2016, so we're looking 6 years ago. 8 years ago. Oh my goodness, you guys. We're approaching... I'm getting old. Okay. So the other thing is a door peephole. You can get them specifically marketed to quilters. I think mine was specifically marketed to quilters. You can go to your local hardware store, like big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, I believe, would have them. But you basically get a door peephole, and you are looking from the inside of the door to the outside, and you know how you can see an entire person on the other side of your door through the peephole, the way that it's designed. That's the same concept to look at your quilt. So you can look through the peephole at your quilt, and you can see, like from sitting here, if I laid my entire quilt out on the floor, I would be too close to it. Using the peephole, I would not have to leave the room. I could literally sit here and look at it from here, and it would be perfectly fine. Chloe says, watching my girl in her championship softball game, hoping her team wins. Oh, we're all going to be rooting for her, Chloe. You've got to let me know. That is like major. A championship game is major. Charlotte says, those show color value. I like to do both. Yeah, and I guess I don't have a problem with color value personally. Maybe that's why I don't use them as much as I could. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, so Chloe, we do have one question for you. We've got to know, what position does she play on her softball team? My husband is out at baseball right now. I watch baseball all the time. I don't get a chance to watch softball, so I will live vicariously through you. And it's Kennedy wants to know, how are they doing? We are big baseball and softball fans. I mean, I don't get to watch softball all that often, but it is as exciting, if not more exciting, than baseball. So fun fact, you guys, if you do not know, softball, women's softball is actually more challenging than baseball. The women are pitching just as fast as the boys, or the girls are pitching just as fast as the boys. However, the pitching distance is shortened for softball, so you do not pitch from as far of a distance. And so the batter in softball has less response time. Chloe says good. Her team is winning 9-2. Oh wow, that's exciting. That's a really good distance. That's a really good lead. 7 points away. And Charlotte says, "Go team, go!" I agree, Charlotte. We're gonna be sitting here rooting for Chloe's daughter. Absolutely gonna be rooting for her. So yeah, when girls are pitching, they have less response time as a batter than the boys do when they are playing baseball. So any kind of fast pitch or whatever from a softball pitcher, if somebody can hit that, they are adjusting to that even faster than what a boy has response time for, because the boy has longer distance response time, just because they bat from a further distance from the pitcher. Oh, and I apologize, you guys. This is why the dog got kicked out of the room the other week. He is now readjusting, but he is quite literally underneath my tripod. You guys get to see. Hang on. Camera is moving. And we're going to move it just a hair more. So there's puppy head. And puppy rear end is out the other side of the tripod. So I apologize, camera is moving. Main one is not, thankfully. It's Kennedy says, "I'll be cheering too. Let us know when they win." Absolutely. And she says, "Will do." Perfect. Yeah, we've got to live vicariously through Chloe right now. That is exciting. A championship game. Oh, I miss those days. All right, so we are going to do our giveaway here in another 9 minutes. So I will start the timer in another 4. So we will do a 5-minute time frame for everybody to be able to put the keyword into the chat. I have not decided on the keyword yet, so you guys give me suggestions. What do you want the keyword to be? What do you think I should use for a keyword tonight for the last June giveaway? The last Tuesday night of June giveaway. It's got to be an exciting keyword. It's got to be something people can type, too. Because I was thinking about winner, chicken dinner, but that's really, really long. That's a really long keyword. And then Sunday night will be the last time you guys see me for the month of June. And then we'll be in July. And we'll have Show and Tell. Helen is asking, so I'm guessing you played too, Tammy. I did not get to play softball, no. My school did not have girls softball. The only 2 options that I had in school, Joy T is joining the chat. She says, "Hi, Tammy and Chatters. Welcome in, Joy T. Glad you are here." And you guys, give me that thumbs up if you will. If not, give me a thumbs down. Just give that response to YouTube. Let them know you're watching and you're enjoying the entertainment. But no, I did not get to play. My school only had cheerleading, but we could not do lifts. We could not. The school would not pay for the insurance for us to do lifts or stunts. So all of our things we were jumping. We could not tumble. We were not allowed to tumble, even if we could. I couldn't. But we were not allowed to tumble. And we were not allowed to do lifts because the school would not afford the insurance. So I had cheerleading and then I had volleyball. And I only had volleyball for a couple of years. They only had the volleyball program for, I think, about 3 years. And I only managed to participate for 2 of those. So I really didn't get a lot of options. When we were going to school, my brother only had the option of basketball. They did not have football, and they did not have a baseball program or anything like that at my school I went to. So I would love to have played softball. My challenge with softball and baseball and such was running the bases. I could bat. I really could bat. I was a really good batter. But I could not run the bases. So I had to get a home run in order to even think about scoring. I could not steal. Like, running was the hardest thing for me. Laura says, I'm back. Had to help my dad with a couple things, and hubby is out of town. No worries, Laura. Glad you are back. Welcome back in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so this is what I've gotten done so far. So what I did is I chain pieced. So I pieced one row to the next one, and I pieced the other row to the next one. I just cut them apart and then pieced that center. So I've got the little center threads hanging out and hanging loose. And because I have decreased my stitch length so much, these stitches are super tiny, so I can trim my threads pretty close to the block, and I don't have to worry about them coming out. If you do not decrease your stitch length when you're working with small pieces like this, you will run into problems. Alright, so here is where I actually did press to one side or the other. So I will go press these real quick. Chloe says that they are still winning 12-2 in the bottom of the fourth. Oh wow. Will the championship do a run rule? I know some leagues and some organizations do not put run rules on the championship games, but they will do it on the other games. And Charlotte, I agree. She says, awesome, Chloe. I agree. That's like an amazing score. Laura says, I've just been listening, just been difficult to comment. Oh, you're fine, Laura. You are fine. I completely understand. I have been there a lot lately myself. A lot. It's Kennedy says, a word suggestion, sewing related or a happy thought. Okay. I'll keep going with that mindset. I'm thinking. I really should have said, what's up, kids, when all of y'all got in here tonight. Because I didn't do a super long intro, but I was running behind this evening trying to get going. So if any of you have had kids, or when you were a kid and you were applying to college and you were waiting on the letter from the university, or you're waiting on test results, or you're waiting on some kind of important letter, everything that looks like it could be that letter is like a panic moment because you don't know what is coming. I am waiting on a decision from a government agency, waiting on a decision from Social Security, and I have gotten 3 letters in the last 2 days, and none of them have been my decision. Everything has been everything else. Oh, that's a good one, So Terry. Very good suggestion. She's saying use softball. Okay, that's what we will do. All right, give me a second, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and put it in. I am running a little late on getting it started. So thank you for hanging out and being patient with me. We are going to use a keyword of softball. All right. So if you will go into the chat and put the word softball in the chat, it should get everybody in quickly. Let's see. And let's see, active type, no, I want keyword. We are working on it. I'm working on it. All right, yeah, you guys start putting softball in. We are going to see why it's not picking up everybody. Because I see people. There we go. It's starting to pick up people. All right, so let's see who got before. So Terry, it did get you, and Quilting in the Man Cave, you are in as well. All right, so yeah, there, you don't have to do the exclamation point. It is just the word softball. You don't have to do anything extra fancy. All right, good. Nightbot is working, you guys. Yay! I'm so glad. It was working slow at first, but now it's actually working. So we are doing softball in support of Chloe at the game. That is exciting. So you guys will get to choose. There are 2 shirts that you can choose from. Both of them are size large. So if you cannot wear a size large, as long as you have someone to gift it to, that is perfectly fine. The other giveaway items are just, all I have left is the zipper pulls. Everybody else has claimed mugs so far, and I am mugged out. You guys have mugged me. You guys have mugged me. So I will have to tell my husband that the mugs were the most popular giveaway item so far. So he's the one who found the mugs for us. So you guys can thank my husband for picking out the mugs. That is kind of his kind of gift and specialty. I don't have as good a taste apparently. But yeah, so that's why I had the mugs. Is he picked them out? He's like, here, I picked these out for you to have as giveaways. I'm like, okay. Helen's laughing. Yeah. My husband has wonderful taste. He is a great decorator. I mean, I do not decorate. I decorate my studio just a little bit. But when it comes to actually hanging things on the wall, he does it for me. Helen says, thank you, hubby. I will pass it on. He will get a kick out of it. He really was. Charlotte says, Tammy has been mugged. Yes, I have. I have been mugged in the most honorable way ever. So there is a gentleman comedian, and Mitzi's laughing as well. There's a gentleman comedian. I don't know his name, so don't shoot me because I don't know people's names. Since I started the giveaway late, we're going to give it another couple minutes. So he went to some South American country. Don't ask me where, I don't remember. That wasn't the super important part of the story. But part of the story was that in the brochures that, you read, going to this, tourist environment, they warn you that it is not uncommon for people to get mugged, and they tell you to have a spare phone and a spare wallet or something like that so that you can give if you are getting mugged and you don't lose your expensive stuff, right? So, and he's a little guy. He plays in Game of Thrones, and he will call himself a dwarf. He's a very, very short person. But he got mugged, and his friends saw it. And so they're rushing up to him, and they're so worried about him, so concerned. Are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I just got mugged. And they're like, yeah, we saw that. Are you okay? He's like, well, I had the spare wallet and the spare phone, so that's what I gave them. But then he's thinking about it, and he got bored with the spare phone, and he was taking some really random pictures with his phone. I can't tell you details, but he was taking really random pictures with this phone. So all he could think about was when these guys get this phone back to wherever their hub or their den is, and they start looking through the photo album, he's just laughing, rolling on the floor about what the pictures are that these people are going to see, and he's sitting here happy about getting mugged. I just could not get over it. You're happy you got mugged. That's a unique take on it. I like that. All right. So let me grab the giveaway. All right. So we are going to roll. We got all these people in there. All right. 15 people. We are rolling it. Okay. Well, Nancy, you have won. You have won. No, it is not Danny DeVito. I don't believe. I don't think so. Let me look up who Danny DeVito is. I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I do not know. No, it is not Danny DeVito. All right. So Nancy, comment in the chat. Let me know you are still hanging out. I know you got a lot on your plate right now. Let's see. Everybody's saying congrats to Nancy. You're just racking it in, Nancy. You win this machine, and now your luck has not failed you yet. I wish I had Nancy's luck. I'm kind of jealous. All right. So Nancy, I'm going to put the congrats link in there. I'm going to show you though what your options are. So you get to tell me what you are going to pick. So we have 5 zipper pulls. We've got a green one, a yellow one, a red and white, an orange, and a blue. And all of them do have the little gold, it's textured gold on the back. And these are all from Moda. So they're high quality zipper pulls. So we have those. And then we have 2 different shirts. And I can also swap over and show you those shirts. They are both in size extra large, but they wear like a large. So those are the zipper pulls there. Let me transition back over so you guys can see the shirts. And so one shirt here, this one says Fabricologist. It is, all right, she's already said red and white. Awesome. Yes, Peter Dinklage. That is right, Charlotte. You got it. All right, so we are going to do the red and white zipper pull. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Oh, there we go. She has chosen the red and white zipper pull. So that is what I will be shipping off to Nancy. So Nancy, if you will go fill in the form for me. Just click the link and let me know when it's filled out, and I'll make sure that it picks up on my end. That way we don't have any communication problems. The lady who won last week, let me grab a first name because it was Teresa. Teresa, I did ship your item out. Was that today? That was yesterday. I shipped it out yesterday. I am very sorry that it took me so long to ship it. But I did get that shipped out yesterday, Teresa. All right. So I am now in front of my form so I can actually see it. There we go. And all right. So there we go. So let me know once that's filled out, Charlotte or Nancy, and I will get it shipped off to you. I'm trying to give away everything to everybody apparently tonight. But this is set aside. The red and white zipper pull is set aside, and it will be going to Nancy. So you guys, these will be in next giveaway as well, so that way you guys have seen it. This says Fabricologist, and it is a size extra large. It wears like a large. I have a 2X that wears like an extra large, so I can wear that size. I cannot wear this one. So it says Fabricologist. Noun, one who has perfected the art of stashing fabric. And 2, an expert accumulator of cloth intended for future use. And then it has thread spools, needle floss, needle, tape measure, pin, safety pins button, all of that on it. And it is in a heather gray or dark heather gray. And then we still have the Stand By I'm a Peacemaker shirt, same size, and it's got 4 different quilt blocks on it, all in teal, orange, yellow, and gold, I guess. So that shirt is the other one that's still hanging on. So the zipper pulls and these shirts will continue to be in my giveaways. So do not panic if you have not won yet. When I do my next round of giveaways, those will be offered. All right. So I'm going to bring you guys back down to the machine as well. There we go. There we go. All right. And the dog has disappeared. So as long as I don't hear weird noises, we're good. But yeah, the comedian is Peter Dinklage. When you listen to him, he really does have a good outlook on life, especially with as many challenges as he's probably faced growing up. Because people who are different than the normal or the standard always face some kind of adversity. And it seems like it's inherent in human nature to make somebody's life difficult just because they can. So I like the way he's coped with that and dealt with that and uses humor to help us all cope with it as well. Laura says they are all great prizes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So I will give you a warning if you do go look up Peter Dinklage and you go to look up that story. It is an adult story. I did make it PG for the purposes of YouTube. So please do not come at me because it is an adult story. Do not intentionally play it in front of young ears unless those young ears are okay with the information. So use your discretion on that, please. I do listen to content that is not always intended for young ears, but I will not ever intentionally create content that is not safe for young ears. But I do want to warn you in case you do go looking it up, because I would be one of those that would go look it up. So we are going to finish this block up, and that will probably be it for tonight, because I do have some time tonight that I can work on Super Secret. And so you guys, if you are in the Facebook group, you will see some updates for Super Secret coming up soon. I don't know exactly when. I'm just trying to get them in there soon, because Super Secret needs to be done. Chloe says, top of the last inning, still winning 12-5. Oh, wow. That's so exciting. Do y'all have plans specifically for what you're going to do to celebrate? That is a huge win for winning a championship. That is always exciting to win a championship game. Oh, I remember, I love being at the games where it's, we're waiting at that last little bit to get that final, okay, the game is done. Here's the final score. Joey says, go team, go. Yes. We're going to hang out until the inning, or until the game is won. So if I need to sew more, we'll sew more until the game is won. Charlotte says, wow, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we want to support your team. We want to support your team, Chloe. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm so glad. So glad. I love some team sports. They're really fun. My next baseball game won't be until July 2nd. I won't have a chance to go watch any until then. But I kind of need the break from the heat anyway, so it's not the worst case scenario. Alright, so when you are doing these small pieces, so I did press the seams in opposite directions on the first round, and that is so that I have a little bit of seam nesting. However, for the last bit, I am going to press everything open. So what I'm doing before I get to my pressing station, before I get to my iron, is I'm going ahead and finger pressing everything open. When you are working with tiny pieces, this is not something a lot of people do, but when you're working with tiny pieces, it is advisable to go ahead and finger press things, and don't rely on the iron to do everything for you, because that iron tip, when you go to handle it and you're dealing with a hot iron and tiny pieces and fingers, you can easily burn your fingers doing this. I've done it I don't know how many times. So you can always, finger pressing will help get you to that point. But I mean, there's no way that this would pass for anything. So I am going to still have to press. Laura says, I am always so excited for the winners, but sad for the ones that don't win. So I am sad for the ones that don't win, but I always want the ones that don't win to use that as a learning experience. So what did they do in that game that they could have done better? Or is there something that they didn't do that they could have done that would have helped them? 9 times out of 10, if it's a matter of skill, then it's just a matter that the kids aren't old enough, or the people aren't old enough or skilled enough or whatever, or they've made errors, or their head isn't in the game. I mean, a lot of things can contribute to a loss. And so I do feel bad for them in the fact that they don't get that satisfaction of winning. But it's how they cope with a loss. That's where my heart is. Because if you cannot cope with the loss of a game, then what else are you going to struggle to cope with? You need to be able to cope with the loss of a game gracefully. so that way I keep burn gel next to my iron. See, Charlotte, that's why I'm trying not to keep burn gel next to my iron. Alright, we're going to put a little starch on here because I can. Now, if you have not pre-starched your fabrics, when you go to make something small like this, do not just suddenly introduce starch at these very small points. Apparently Laura keeps the burn gel next to her iron too. Yeah, no, I don't keep it next to my iron. My starch did put out a little bit too much starch, so we're gonna have some flaking going on, but that's on me. It was my bad choice, I should have pre-sprayed my starch. Joy says I keep aloe around. Yeah, that's what mine is. Mine is straight aloe. Mine's actually in my my main bathroom, or my only bathroom, because I sunburn really badly if I'm not careful. So if I forget to use sunscreen, I'm going to need that aloe, and that's the only thing that helps me. So I get to clean my iron too later. I didn't let the starch dry at all. So that's all on me. It's my fault. It's me. I'm the problem. Isn't that a Taylor Swift song? Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Something like that. I think that's a Taylor Swift song. If you know Taylor Swift, you can correct me. I don't keep track of who is what anymore as well as I used to. I'll put it that way. Alright, so I will re-square these as I get closer to finishing them up. This is now board stiff. So it's not going anywhere, and it's very thin. And so these finish out at 3 inches in the quilt. Or sorry, these finish at 2.5 inches. So this is currently 3 inches square. So it will finish at 2.5 in the finished quilt. So that is one block down. Laura says I have the sunburn gel with lidocaine. Okay, now that makes sense. I used to have some of that. But I burn my hands on the oven. I burn my hands on the stovetop. I mean, I burn my hands all the time. So that doesn't do anything for me. The lidocaine doesn't matter at any point. Chloe says, beautiful, Tammy. Thank you. You're not singing in person. That's why it's beautiful. You're not singing in person. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do with these next ones. And we'll go ahead and work on this because, again, we're waiting for that game to finish. And we got to know the final score. So I'm going to turn half of these horizontal and half of these vertical. That will satisfy my OCD enough that they're not all the same direction, because they may not all be the same direction later. So yeah, we're going to work with that. Charlotte says, so tiny, Tammy. Yes, they are. They are very tiny. These are cut to 1 1/8 of an inch. So they are very, very tiny pieces. These are the cutoffs from the, if I can think straight of what I'm thinking, these are the cutoffs from the Star Systems quilt. Too tiny for my thumbs. Yeah, they are very tiny. I do not disagree. They are very incredibly tiny. And they're not super easy to work with. I will say that. The two things that I'm making sure of is I'm not duplicating the same color anywhere in the block. So in this block, there will be no orange stripe fabric, and all of these half square triangle units, there's not going to be a duplicated half square triangle. So I can have 2 from the pink family, I can have 2 from the green, or 2 from the teal, or, you know, whatever family. But I'm not going to have 2 identical colors in the same block. So, I mean, I may even have, I think I'm going to do 2 purples as well. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 purples. There's 2 pinks in here, and there's 2 greens. There is another orange family one in here, but it is not the same orange as the center piecing. So, I mean, this takes patience to put together, but I'm not in any kind of hurry with this. So I have the flexibility to do this, as I want. I'm not under any kind of time restriction to get it done. All right, so I'm not sure if that's going to work because I think I've got too many darks in here. Let me swap that, and I may need to swap another one. Let me see. Okay, I have another one I can swap with. It may still not work, but we're going to see. I'm going to look and see if I've got one more already pre-cut that I can use and swap out one of these with real quick. I really don't want too many reds in here, but I don't want too many pinks at the same time. So there's 2 reds, 2 greens, 2 purples, 2 pinks. Yeah, that'll work. We can do this. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm going to slide it down so I've got the background. And I'm going to use my phone and take a picture and see what we're looking at. Oh, okay, we got a final score. 13-5. Rematch tomorrow night. Fingers crossed. Yes, absolutely, Chloe. Absolutely. Laura says it's beautiful but too small for me. I do not blame you. She says, thank you, everyone. It was a good game. Sounds like it. Andrea says, I will have a bunch of pixel patterns coming up for testing in a few months. You will be perfect for those. I can do a pixel. I can definitely do a pixel. I do want some different challenges, though. So, I apologize, you guys. I was not expecting a phone call. We're not going to take it right now. I will call them back in a few minutes. So, I'm just going to take a picture of it. I'm not going to actually sew it right now. But I'm going to take a picture so you guys can see this again and see this overall process. Alright, so that is the original picture. I'm going to take and we are going to crop out some of the extra background so that we don't have a lot of extra to look at. Okay, and you can kind of see how those oranges are, the stripes going the opposite directions kind of helps with the theme of the block. Alright, so that is black and white. So it looks like right down here I have an extra black or an extra dark one that I do probably need to swap out. And I don't know that I have a light colored one that would work that will not be what I already have in the block. Actually, I think I do. Hang on. Let me swap this real quick. So let's retake the picture with the swap and let's see what it looks like. And 3, 2, 1. All right. So again, we're going to crop out the extra, and I changed this gray and white square here was this pink, this dark pink. So we're going to see what that does to the color layout when we go to black and white. And that looks a lot better. That's a lot more balanced. So I've got the 3 dark ones up here, 3 medium to lights here, 3 medium to lights, and 3 darks. So it's an easy way to balance things out. And that's what I try to do. Okay? So that's what I'm going to end up sewing together. I will sew it together before I call it quits for the night. But I am going to go ahead and get off of here because I do need to return that phone call. So I want to thank you all for being here. Nancy, I will get your zipper pull sent out this week. I will probably get it sent out tomorrow. Let me make sure that everything came through because I don't remember seeing. Looks like I've got everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got everything. Okay. Yay! So I have everything I need to reach out to you, Nancy. Thank you. So I will get this sewn. You guys won't see me on Saturday. You might see me on Friday, so keep your eyes peeled. If I go live on Friday, I'm not expecting you to all plan for it because there's nothing to plan for yet. But I will be back Sunday evening. And then Tuesday night, we are doing our show and tell. So please, please, please make sure to put it on your calendar. Tuesday, July 3rd, we're going to celebrate July 4th a little early. And we are going to have a wonderful show and tell. You guys have a great evening. Thank you for hanging out with me. Do not forget to hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the content. That way YouTube knows that you are here. So thank you for hanging out, you guys. Have a